Hi, I am Stephanie Mary from My Tiny Laguna Kitchen. I am here with Mountain Rose Herbs and we are making bite-sized caramel apples, and the caramel is going to be plant-based. Alright, so all we need for this recipe is we're going to use dates, coconut oil, maple syrup, a little bit of lemon juice, mesquite, a little bit of maca, and sea salt. And that's going to be the base for our caramel. So I'm just going to start with about 10 to 12 dates. And the main equipment that you're going to need is a food processor. I'm going to add in the coconut oil. The maple syrup. And about a half teaspoon of lemon juice. So right now it's really sticky. I'm just going to add a little bit more maple syrup to get it a little bit more runny so that it can stick onto our apples really nicely. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add the mesquite powder. And just a little sprinkle of maca, which will also add a really nice caramely flavor. And you get the extra benefits from using maca. Okay, yes, this is the exact consistency that I want. Once I have the spoon, you stick it in the caramel, and once it can easily run off, without it getting too gooey or liquidy. Perfect. All right, so now all you need is a melon baller, and you're gonna take the melon baller and scoop out little bite-sized apples. Right here I have cold water with a bit of lemon juice, so that's gonna help keep the apples from browning while we cut out the rest of them. This is going to give us perfectly bite-sized caramel apples. When we do a whole apple, it can be a little tricky eating the whole caramel apple, so this will give us just the perfect bites. All right, we're just going to put toothpicks. Prepare them for dipping. So a nice way to get the caramel to stick is to put the whole apple bite into the caramel and fold using a spoon or a spatula, anything that you have on hand, and just covering the apple itself. And then from the bottom up, pull up the apple. Set it on parchment paper. Right here you can keep the apples as they are, or you can go through and pick any toppings. We'll go through the toppings in the next step and show you all of the options we have on hand. So for our toppings, we are doing a handful of ingredients, but you can use whatever you have at home. But we are going to be using Mountain Rose Herbs cacao nibs. We're also going to be using ground up pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds from Mountain Rose Herbs, coconut flakes also from Mountain Rose Herbs, goji berries. You can also put any edible flowers that you love to use. We're going to use rose petals. And then also cornflowers. And then last but not least, we have some little sauces that we're gonna drizzle on. This is melted cacao wafer and cranberry powder. And as another option, we're going to be using matcha powder with cacao wafers, just also melted down. And we can drizzle that just for some other festive colors. So let's start with our cacao nibs. And these are gonna add a really nice crunch when you bite into them. It's gonna be a hefty one. Ooh, the rose petals are so pretty. And now we're gonna add the cranberry drizzle. So pretty. And if these don't set right away at room temperature, go ahead and just pop them in the fridge, and they're gonna solidify due to the cacao and the coconut oil. But you can absolutely enjoy them right away as well. And then last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and add the matcha drizzle. That's a nice green, beautiful color. Okay, you can see that the cranberry is already starting to solidify at room temperature. So that's beautiful, exactly what we're looking for. And now you have perfectly bite-sized caramel with cranberry and matcha drizzle.